1973 Chrysler New Yorker Brougham, and we just got it back, and it's filled up with gas, and it's a lovely October evening. This car belonged to my great uncle, and I found it and bought it back. And it was crazy because I found it about 800 miles from where he lives or so, and about 2,000 miles from me. And he sold this car back in 2011, and I happened to find it on Facebook Marketplace. And it was in okay condition, but it wasn't the greatest. But anyway, I ended up getting it back, and I bought it from 2,000 miles away. And it needed some stuff. We did the carburetor, we did a radiator, hoses, belts, fluids, and so on and so forth. And so the hoses, belts, fluids, tires, all that good stuff. And we did a gas tank because the old gas tank was rotted out. But my uncle bought this car in 1973 from a place called Whitey's that was in Mansfield, Ohio. And this was his first really nice car that he bought. And he bought it, and it's almost fully loaded. There's a few features that it's missing, unfortunately, but I'm rectifying, including an 8-track, which I have one that I had rebuilt, and will be installing that. The radio in here does still operate, but I just like the 8-track. It's kind of my thing. And so we'll be installing that coming up. But I want to take it for a quick spin before it hibernates for the winter. And we're just moving it around and getting it out for a quick ride. But it has a 440 4-barrel carburetor, and it shifts fantastic and drives amazing. There's still a few things we need to do to it, like do the air conditioning, and the blower was a problem, and so we're going to be working on that coming up. So fingers crossed we get all that fixed coming up. We also have to get some new calipers and a couple other things. They're not too bad, but rotors as well. But we've come a long way, because this car back in just a few months ago barely ran. And so now it runs again. So a few features it has is it does not have the dreaded auto temp, which is of course one of those features that we'd like to avoid. I know you can get the parts at Mercedes and so on, but it's definitely one thing that we don't have to one more thing that we don't have to be concerned with. And it has it does have the rear defrost. It has the clock, which functions. It has obviously your wipers and washers and all that good stuff. And it has a CB radio, if you've seen my other videos. The CB radio was installed, and so it works. Well, that doesn't work, I should say, but it did work before, so we're going to see about getting it fixed. Or I may have to adjust it. I'm not necessarily sure what it connects to. Now, of course, we'll have some comments here on the video that, hey, I know how to turn it on. And so we'll be figuring that out next time around. But it is a nice car, and in good condition. It also has, oddly enough, an alarm from 1973 that was an option on New Yorkers, apparently. And that's part of what flipped out the door locks. I actually had the pamphlet on the alarm system, and I literally have no idea why or what it is or how it functions, but it's definitely different, I will say. Now we're picking up again. But yeah, there's quite a bit of activity this evening down the street here. But I just want to do a quick drive with it before we put it up for winter. I just had it detailed yesterday, and they actually did a pretty good job rescuing the paint. The gentleman spent about 8 hours on it, and did quite excellent work. I was very happy. The car, I'll show some before and after pictures, but the car before looked just absolutely dreadful, and now it looks pretty decent, and the paint shines and it looks fantastic. And the brakes function well enough for the moment. Like I said, we have to replace the calipers on there, and so we'll be doing that coming up. And now we can drive it a little bit out of town here. And hopefully this road will be fixed soon. They've been talking about it. Fingers crossed, of course. But the New Yorker drives pretty well. It starts right up even when it's pretty cold outside. This morning it was about 38 degrees, and it fired right up. And I guess that's what a new carburetor and fuel pump and full tune-up will do for you. But the New Yorker only has 65,805 miles. And yes, those are definitely the miles. said the road is closed. They're saying it should open back up soon. Fingers crossed. But it's a beautiful, beautiful drive through there, so I look forward to when they reopen it.